Good day, ma'am. In this video, I and my fellow groupmates will discuss about learners with difficulty in moving or walking. Developmental coordination disorder refers to significant persistent deficits in coordinated motor skills that are significantly below expected typical development. Difficulties are manifested as clumsiness, like dropping or bumping into objects, slowness and inaccuracy of motor skills, like catching an object, using scissors or cutlery, handwriting, riding a bike, or participating in sports. This observes deficits impact academic performance and other activities of daily living, which do not result from intellectual disability, visual impairment, or any neurological condition affected in movement, like cerebral palsy. Dyspraxia used synonymously with developmental coordination disorder is a term often used by occupational therapists. The picture shows the clumsiness, what movement a student or a child could do with developmental disorder in movement. We have the clumsiness, messy in eating, bumping into object, and difficulty in handwriting. Stereotypic movement disorder, characterized by repetitive, seemingly driving, and non-functional motor behavior like handshaking or waving, body rocking, head banging, self-biting, hitting on body. These behaviors interfere with social, academic, or other activities and may result in self-harm or injury. Such motor behaviors do not result from any other neurodevelopment or mental disorder. This video is an example of the stereotypic movement.
Right, so just imagine
As we could see,
you go to the counselors
girl
to talk about some trauma you went through about 10 years ago.
Her
It
body
felt really good to get
which
hurt,
make him
but a week later, all of a sudden in the
make
middle of
her
nowhere, your body starts doing this,
hurt herself.
and then this. I was in the hospital for 48 hours with the sequence doing this. I'd only get a small break when drugs would kick in. It was terrifying. I had to relearn how to speak and control my body again. This video actually means a lot to me. I think this is about day 5 and I wasn't able to say a complete sentence.
They show the handshaking. Picture shows the handshaking, self-biting, and self-bumming. Cerebral palsy refers to a disorder of movement and posture that results from damage to the areas of the brain that control motor movement. The word cerebral means having to do with the brain. The word palsy means weakness or problems with the body movement. This damage to the brain can occur before, during, or after birth due to an accident or injury. Muscle tone, or the tension in the muscle, affects voluntary movement and full control of the muscles that results in delays in the child's growth and fine motor development. Cerebral palsy is the most common cause of motor disabilities in childhood. According to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, or the CDC, it affects 1 to 4 out of every 1,000 children, trusted source worldwide. The term plegia, from the Greek word meaning to strike, is used with a prefix that indicated the location of the limb movement. The example of the plegia is the monoplegia. Only one limb is affected, upper or lower. Maybe the right arm, or the left arm, or the leg part, right or left, but only one part of it. Next, this is a picture of a person who has monoplegia. The next one is the hemiplegia. 2 limbs on the same side of the body affected. Half of the body, the affected is the like that, half of the body, including the leg and arm and the face of the person. This is example of a person who has hemiplegia. Next one, we have triplegia. 3 limbs are affected, which means the arm, both side of the legs are affected in triplegia. This is the example of a person or a child having a triplegia. Next one is the quadriplegia. All 4 limbs, both arms and legs, are affected. Movement of the trunk and face may also be impaired. Only the head of a person is not affected. This is example of the quadriplegia. We could see that they could move their head, but lower to their body cannot move. Next one is the diplegia. Legs are affected, less severe involvement of the arms. Only the lower part, only the legs, the both side of legs are affected. This is example of a child having the diplegia. You could see that they use a thing that they could stand, but all of that they couldn't move their legs. Next one is the double hemiplegia. Impairment primarily involves the arms, less severe involvement of the legs. Some patients have a double hemiplegia patterns as a result of bleeding in both hemispheres of the brain. It's often difficult to differentiate this from diplegia or quadriplegia. However, in double hemiplegia, the upper extremities typically are more involved than the lower. We could see the pink color signifies the normal, while the blue color signifies the mild involvement, and the violet colors signifies a severe involvement. This is a picture of example of a person having double hemiplegia. Developmental stages. Early childhood. Difficulty in tying shoelace, buttoning, using spoon and fork, getting dressed, problems in jumping, skipping, catching, and kicking ball. A higher tendency to bump into things, to fall over, or to do things. School ages. The difficulties in early childhood become more pronounced. Tries to avoid sports, works on writing tasks for a longer period of time in a comparison to typically developing peers. Gross motor skill involve the use of large muscle in the body to coordinate a body movement, which includes throwing, jumping, walking, running, and maintaining balance. Fine motor skills means involve the use of smaller muscles that are needed in activities like writing, cutting paper, tying shoelace, and buttoning.
Stereotypic movement disorder. Typically developing children may display stereotypic movement or behaviors often referred to as stereotypies between ages 2 to 5, as well as such children with other neurological conditions such as autism spectrum disorder and other developmental disabilities. Learning characteristics. Motor difficulties and disabilities are known to significantly affect a children's ability to perform daily activities, which includes memory, perception and processing, planning, carrying out coordinated movements. Speech may also be affected as motor control is needed to articulate and production. Moreover, developmental coordination disorder also affects physiological functioning, as a children reports to have lower levels of self-efficiency, competence in physical and social domain, experience more symptoms of being depressed and anxious, as well as display externalizing behaviors. Children with stereotypic movement disorder also tend to have lower self-esteem and have been reported to be withdrawn. On the other hand, a range of strength need to be acknowledged in every child with this ability. Students with motor movement disorder may excel in other areas of intelligence that are not controlled by motor function. They may have adequate intelligence, creativity, and language skills depending on the severity of the disorder and the presence of supportive adults.
General education adaptations. Children with motor difficulties and disabilities need primary intervention with specialists, physical and occupational therapists. These professionals are responsible for setting goals in motor development, planning and mobility, as well as in providing teachers and others with information about the child's physical conditions, limitations, and abilities. Physical accessibility of school and classrooms to the children with motor difficulty disability is essential. Ramps and elevators for schools with multiple levels of buildings necessary, as well as provision of wheelchairs. Providing such structures and supports ensure that children with motor difficulties, disabilities will be able to access as well as move around the classroom safely. Assign an adult or a peer to describe when accomplishing written tasks may be an option. Being given a pencil or pen, grip, and different size diameter for a pencil for those with poor fine motor control.
Type of accommodations. We have the response. Assign a peer or adult as scribe for note-taking. Use different sizes of paper and grab paper to align numbers. Try different writing tools and pencil grips. Use a word processor or computer. Use text-to-speech programs. Allow for oral recitations, test-taking to supplement written tests. Provide alternate assessment methods. The second one is a sitting. Allow for preferential sitting near the teachers. Adjust chair and or desk height to maximize posture and stability. Place a non-skid mat on the chair. Provide opportunities for movements break. And the third one is the schedule. Allow for extra time to complete tests and writing assignments. Provide extra time to change for physical education class. And the last one is the others. Photocopy notes and homework reminders for the child. Allow to take photos of notes and homework reminders. Give advance organizers before a lesson or lecture to lessen or remove writing tasks. Send lecture handouts via email. And that's all. Thank you.